Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Buenos dias. My name's Brave Dave, and on this episode So yeah, welcome back everybody. I know it's been a little while. Yeah, well, it's middle of summer, it's a bright sunny Saturday, and we're going to be going out doing some off-road. No, we're not really. It's it's early in March, it's a Friday, it's pretty overcast and cold. Yeah, I know I haven't been uploading much in the way of videos lately. I haven't been out anywhere, to be fair. I've been really busy with work, and this really is the first day I've had off for a while. And what I've decided to do, a little bit of prep work, yeah, for the bike, getting this ready for this year. It's just been sat hibernating in the garage. Not really doing an awful lot, just waiting to go out again. But yeah, I've got a clear day, so I decided I'm going to service the van, which I've done, and now I've still got a little bit of time before it starts getting dark. I'm going to change the oil and the builders on this, so we're going to document it. I've not done it before, so we shall see how it goes. First thing, we'll do the oil. Let's go and have a look at the manual. So, got the manual out for the oil change. Drain the engine oil while the engine is at operating temperature. So what we'll do, we'll fire it up. I guess it might even help if I had the key. That'll usually get me a little bit further, I should imagine. But yeah, we'll fire her up. And even after being sat for a few weeks now, even after being sat, still fires up. Okay, let's run this up to temperature, and I'll pick you up with the next bit. Alrighty, so we've run the engine up to temperature. Next thing in the book is to remove the engine guard. We need to pull out the tube from the angle piece. So, looking at the side of the bike, just down here, there's a little tube that we're going to need to pull off there. And then remove the screws in the bottom of the fuel tank cover, which is going to be here and the same the other side, and remove the screws on the bottom of the bash plate, which is going to be this one and this one. Followed by removing the top 4 screws off the engine guard, which, because I've got some crash bars on and also got a crack flap, I assume it's going to be these 4, so we'll just loosen these, same on the other side, and these we'll get the crack flap off and we'll make sure we're taking the right ones off. So I'll just grab a little pair of pliers to pull that off, because I can't quite get my hand in there to it. So let me just get some pliers and we'll come right back. Alright, so what we're going to do in here is going to pull that off there. That's it. Then up here, we'll whip these screws out on this side. Right. And we shall take the back ones off here. That's them. And then need to already cracked these loose, by the way. And we'll have these off. I'm not sure if it is these ones, but we'll figure out pretty quickly whether it is or not. And obviously the crash bars get in the way. So I'll have to do this one with a spanner, and if it doesn't come out I might have to just take the crash bars off completely. However, I will give it a go and I will report back. Alrighty, so we got the crack flap off. That was these, but it's not. It's these ones I need off to get the plate off the bottom. So I've taken the other side off already. Hey, first time doing it. Stop shaking your head, alright? One. And there's a couple of big spaces behind these as well, so just need to catch them as they come out. If they're not. One, two. There it is. So I'll just stick them over here. So that should now, in theory, if I've done the right ones, which probably I haven't, that should be able to get that off. So give me a minute and I'll see what's going on. So Yeah, of course the crash bars were definitely in the way and we've had to have them off, which I've done. That was relatively straightforward. There are a couple of bolts up here for the crash bars, one there and one there, and the same on the other side. So yeah, we got the crash bars off, and a couple in the middle, and that took the skid plate out as well. Okay, so now we can get at the oil filter and the drain plugs, which is what we're going to do next. So let me just assemble a few bits for that, and I shall pick you up when we're taking this out. Alrighty, so I've loosened the oil filler plug on the other side, and the next job is going to be to remove these and drain the oil. So I've already cracked them open. Let's see how dirty the oil got, shall we? Two. Job. Let me just get the cloth I used when I was changing the oil on the pan. So these come out. One. Two. Well, it's pretty clean actually. Not too bad at all. Not too bad. The oil's pretty dirty though. That's pretty dark, so I think we're about the right time for doing this. Alright, let's get the filter out. Filter cover. And I shall try it with I've got some other pliers, but we'll give this a go. Yeah, pretty dirty. Definitely needed a change. oil that. Nice. Okay, so we'll let this finish dripping. Just give it a few minutes to drip out. I'll give it a quick clean up and then we shall come back to the next bits. Oh, also I'm going to give these all a clean out as well. Give these a clean off. And then just clean up around there where everything seals up. So just let it finish dripping and yes, we'll come back. Okay, so I've given these a little wipe down. I'm just going to give these a clean down there because there's some, I don't know if you can see it, but in there there's a little magnet as well. So this all needs a clean down. So I'm just using a bit of engine cleaner here to start with, and then I've got some contact cleaner to clean it all off with afterwards. So yeah, just give it all a nice wipe down so we're ready for the next lot of filters to go in. Also, let's just get into the magnet as well. Nice. So that's all the old crap off there. I'm not planning on changing the O-rings for this visit. I'll save that until it gets its major service, because we're not at that point yet. Right. Just giving these a little wipe off now, making sure we've got all the crud off. Looks pretty good to me. Everything looks good. So, just before I put them back on, we'll add a little bit of the contact cleaner just to make sure all the residue's off. We shall. Let's just make sure you can see what's going on there. I'm just going to clean up around here. And I'll get in around there too, where everything sort of sits and seats. Anything getting in the way of it seating properly. Okay, that's pretty good. A few last little bits will drip out, but that'll be alright. So, a bit of contact cleaner on these now. Lovely. Everything looks pretty good there. Okay. And they are universal, so it doesn't matter which one goes in where. Let's do them hand tight for a second. Lovely. Nice. Put it back in there. Just and tight. And I've just put a smidge of engine oil around this seal. I might actually do it on the other ones as well, just to make sure it's seated properly. So that's alright. I might just do that on these as well, while I think on. Just had a little bit of a drip while it's still sat in there, so that's alright. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now ready? Let me go and get the filter and I will be right back. And we shall also just put a smidgen of oil on there before we slot her in. It's in there. Now, let's see if we can get this back on. Without dropping it. One, two. Make sure we get it seated properly. Just slightly nipped. Okay, let's nip them back up. And I will get rid of this now, so it's out of the way. Nice. And we'll get these done up as well. Okay, that is the filters changed and cleaned. So next up is filling the oil back up. So let me get that and I shall pick you up on the other side. Alrighty, so for the next part we're going to be putting the engine oil back in. I am going to be using some Castrol 10W50, which is what it calls for, and the engine oil is going to be going in here with a funnel. This is a little bit awkward. This feels a bit more like an afterthought from KTM, but okay, let's get you set up somewhere where you can see what's going on. Hopefully you're not going to see me spill it everywhere, but it calls for 2.8 litres. Oh, actually these have got a pretty decent pourer on. So maybe we don't need. Huh. Fantastic. So I'll get 2 of these put in and then I shall pick you up towards the last piece, which is just checking the oil level as we go. So I'll probably get like 2.5 litres put in, and then we'll just check it from there. Alright, I shall pick you up in a moment. Alright, so we've just filled it up and topped it off. We're going to be having a look in the sight glass, which is here. The bike needs to be stood up level, so we'll just get that feeling about level, which it is. And you can see it's just to the top of that inner ring. See, there's a little red ring going there, and it needs to be within that red ring, which it is towards the top. Lovely. So we'll top that off with fresh oil, and we're full. I'll just have a quick check under here, make sure we've got no drips or leaks. I think that was from before. Let's wipe that off. We can use this one. Should be good. Okay, so now just have to reassemble all the parts. I think the hardest bit's going to be putting the crash bars back on. Well, hey, we'll get the skid plate on first and then go from there. Alrighty, just reassembling this now. We've got to get the skid plate back on. We'll just offer that up. Let's see if you can sit somewhere where you can see what's going on. This is going to be a bit tricky because I've got to try and get not this back on. If that will stay put by itself. No, it won't. Okay. Let me just loosely put a couple of these bolts on. Go on the other side. You can get. Let's see. If you can't quite see under there. We'll get these back under the flash plate. Just open them up. I've got one for the other side. Lined up quite nicely. And then we've got this one. No, not that one. He wants to go in the fuel tank. Come on, while I buzzer. We'll try it. In there. One, and we'll do the one the other side too. All right, okay, so as you can see now, it's dark, and yes, I have been fapping all this time. So in a nutshell, what's been going on? The oil change is done, the filter's done, that's sorted, no problem, fine. To do the oil change, I had to take off the skid plate. To take the skid plate off, the crash bars had to come off as well. Now, that should have been relatively straightforward. As you can see here, the crash bars are still off, and I'm not going to be able to put them back on either. Because where one of the mounting points here that goes into the framework, the chassis, I'll just show you. So that mounts in here. Just grab the torch so you can see. So that mounts in here, and then it bolts on down the bottom and clamps up around the front. So this one at the back of that, there's a nut that's welded onto the framework of the bike, which is this nut right here, that is no longer welded onto the framework of the bike. It came off. Now, there is no way of getting to the inside of the framework. So I tried all sorts of different things, but there's just no way. You can't get to the inside. It's behind the radiator at the front, and it's behind the fuel tank at the side. So after lots of faff, couldn't get it back on, basically. I took some of the fairing off, and I loosened the bolts at the front of the radiator to give me a little bit of play. So just in there, the radiator bolts, which gave me a very small amount of play on the radiator. So I took the cooling fan off, fine, no problem. I got the crash bar remounted and in, and I could just tuck my finger in behind there to hold the bolt while I did it up. Fine, got the crash bars remounted, got it tightened up, no problem. And then I discovered with the crash bar in here, I couldn't get the fan back on the radiator. So yeah, I took them back off again, remounted the fan at the radiator, tightened the radiator and put the fairing back on. So yeah, this at the moment, it can't have the crash bars, unless, yeah, it gets a bit more of a dismantle, and there may be some, I don't know, maybe some like quick weld or something on that this small nut right on the end here. Yeah, that should be welded onto the inside of the framework. Yeah, unless you can get like some quick weld on it and get it tightened up or something, but yeah, no. So I've left the crash bars off in a nutshell. That's just going to have to be what it is. So for the time being, yeah, we'll go without the crash bars. Well, that has certainly been interesting, I'll say that much. But hey, you learn some stuff. I don't mind wrenching. It's alright, keeps me amused. But no, she's pretty much good to go. The only thing I've got left to do now, which I didn't quite get enough time for, was the air filter. But that should only be a 5-minute job. Seat off, old filter out, new filter in. But yeah, with the crash bars not on now, that's going to be easier to get to the oil change for next time. We'll just see how we get on. Well, that's been a very interesting video. I hope. I'm sure some of you will have a good laugh at that. I was effing and jeffing and pulling some faces at the bike at the time, but hey, joys of wrenching on your own bike, I guess. But right, okay, well, that is pretty much me done for this video anyway. Don't even know what time it is, night time. I must have been faffing with that for a good 2 or 3 hours, trying to figure out a way to get it back on, but there's just no way. So yeah, right, well, yeah, there you go. That's a prolonged oil change on the KTM 790. Well, interesting start to the year. Let's hope the laning's a little bit more fun. So right, okay, hope you enjoyed this one. By all means, leave me a comment or something. Have a good laugh at my expense down in the descriptions below. And I will see you. I'll probably do a little video on the air filter change. That shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, cool. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.